welcome to the Late Podcast. I'm Adrian Pavat alongside me, my co-host Angelo Petrus. And we are proudly sponsored by SSA Custom Designs and FLE Maternity. Patigo, how's things,
Yeah,
pal?
we go. As they said, episode 19 is binne.
Ons is binne.
All 8 is binne.
Ons is binne. And,
Sure.
but before we start, please subscribe, like, and share, please.
Another one, like,
Share.
subscribe. Yeah, we go.
As past weekend, great rugby. Heineken Cup finalists.
Yeah.
You have your Challenge Cup finals that was this weekend. I think it was extremely well.
In the SA Cup.
Yeah, SA Cup. Well done to the Pumas. Well done to Bath for taking the Challenge Cup and Bodo Beglers, one of South Africa's legends, Heine Adams, in the coaching staff of Bodo Beglers. So well done to him and his team. And then Ange, obviously, the best chat, obviously Club Rugby.
Talk about it.
Club Rugby, obviously,
Talk about
big upsets and great rugby.
Yeah.
I think we can say that Club Rugby in the Western Cape is grown, and
Definitely.
I think a lot of teams that a lot of people never expected to grow is growing. So, I mean,
Here we
Let's keep
go.
growing.
Let's keep growing. Our guest tonight.
I guess, of course.
Give him the distance. Give him a solid trainer.
Uh-huh.
And he will eat the kilometers.
It's like they say, rugby is not a sprint; it's a marathon.
It's a marathon. Here we go. It's all about give the pace. Give me pace. Set the pace, set the standard, eat the kilometers. Timmy,
Tell me,
Anthony
boy.
Timotheus, graduate UWC, long distance runner. What a person. Great individual, a father, a husband. Timmy Timotheus. Here we go.
Mag sy gunsrus oor jou lewe en 1000 generasies, jou familie en jou kinders en elkanders en elkanders. Mag sy gunsrus oor jou lewe en 1000 generasies, jou familie en jou kinders en elkanders en elkanders. Mag sy vrede jou vooruit gaan, agter jou staan en langs jou staan. Dit omring jou, hy is in jou, hy is met jou, hy is met jou. In die oggend, in die aande, in jou doene, in jou late, in jou hartseer, in jou vrede, hy is vir jou. Amen, amen, amen.
All 8 family, viewers, followers, we're having Anthony Timmy Timotheus in the house, episode 19. We're going a long way tonight. We're going a 5,000
Yes, amen.
meters long tonight. Timmy, welcome.
Thank you, Owens.
Thanks for your time. We just want to thank your wife for allowing you to
Amen.
join us.
Amen.
Really appreciate it. Timmy, who is Timmy?
Who is Timmy? Timmy Anthony is that small boy, firstly, from Bellville South, Stilwani. That is Timmy. Timmy is that boy that was a dreamer. I didn't put it out there like weight dreamer, for instance, but I had it for myself. I was always this guy dreaming of coming out of Stilwani, because you guys know, you guys play there behind Stilwani. You guys know the surrounding, you guys know the area, you guys know the community. So the number one thing for many people and is to get out of there. And it's not easy to get out of there. And unfortunately, I had to choose sports, running, to use it as an escape, to get out of the environment and out of the place where I came from. So that is Timmy. Timmy is a dreamer. Timmy is somebody that is chasing his dreams regardless. Timmy just need people that needs to think like him. If you don't, then Timmy's not gonna align himself with him, because Timmy just wants to chase his dreams. If I'm wrong,
100%.
you can phone people to correct me. But yeah, in a nutshell, I think that is Anthony Timmy Timotheus.
And obviously, Timmy, we know obviously the circumstances where you come from it's not sunshine and roses, and I think it's for you to sit here proudly from Bell South, proudly from Stilvani. How did that, little boy, what made Timmy decide to go and do long distance running? Or were you a short distance athlete first?
I don't know how this thing of long distance running started. I'm working at Worsko Stellenbosch, where we identify talent. And I think there's a ripple effect to when you go to long distance. Everyone wants to start out being a sprinter. And unfortunately, I was one of those guys that wanted to become a sprinter. I went to go sprint with the guys, and I found out that I'm not the fastest.
Yeah.
Until 1 year, a sir there at the school, he just entered me in an 800-meter race. I wasn't aware of it. Like a week before the time, he said, "You're going to do 800." I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna do it." And for the first time, I placed in a track event. I came second overall, and I think that love for long distance running began there on that day. And I think, that day I decided that I'm going to take this thing seriously. And I went to go look for a coach. There was this one guy, which was my coach in primary school, Elton Esterhazen. He was a Comrades guy. Now, if you now ask somebody about that don't know running, about long distance, he's gonna think anything is long distance, whether it's marathon, blah 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 blah. So when I saw this guy running, I was like, this is going to be my coach. And I wanted to immediately start out doing comrade marathons. And he said, no, it's not starting, it doesn't work like that. You need to start with cross country. And then I went to go do cross country, and I think the rest was history. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Timmy. Timmy, so in the sport fraternities, we have your dark days, your tough days. In that tough days, how do you motivate yourself to keep pushing? Because I know sometimes it can be very difficult.
Yeah. You must have a reason. Once you have a reason, once you have a purpose for your sport or for any goal, I think that is enough to push you through tough times. I think when you, like you guys, we were all at UWC. We know how it goes, how our life is as a student. And I stayed in a student accommodation with 9 guys. Now it's 9 egos in one room. So it's getting tough there.
Yeah.
I don't think that that any of those guys had hidden agendas. I think it was just us still discovering ourselves, and it was tough in that house. And I told some of them that, guys, for me to give up, it's gonna take a whole lot, because I know where I'm coming from, and I don't have any desire to go back, because I was given an opportunity to further my studies and my sport. And for me to give up, I'm gonna fail myself, and I'm gonna fail the people that I left behind. So I think once you found that purpose, then in life, I don't think there's anything such as impossible or anything that can get you out of that rail.
100%.
I mean, so if I look at like we have these moments, like the small moments that actually, like, you will always carry the small moments with you. Well, like for us now in rugby, you have that small moments in athletics as well. And what was one of your most memorable races you ran, and that will never surpass your mind or your brain, or you will always think about that moment?
Yeah, I had a lot of beautiful moments on the track, and I think I'm gonna single out one. And the one was when I was in high school. So we did the Northern Zones at Belleville. And I think there's two races like that, but this one, at the start, I got tripped, I was down, guys was like almost 150 meters ahead of me, and because I still in my mind I asked myself whether I must go on or not. Got up, my training partner is there. We had our plan that we're going to take these guys out today, and he's pushing the pace. He don't know what happened here at the back. And I was 150 meters at the back, 16 years old. My first year as a 17-year-old runner. So now we're running with guys that is 1 year older and stronger than us. And I ended up winning that race and also opening up a gap, also winning the guy that previously won the Western Cape Games. I think that was a moment for me. That was one moment that I'll never forget in my running career. That spoke about my character, and I think Mr. Aroinkis, the sir, that was at Belleville South High School. He was the one that will always remind me of that race. I ran good races after that. He will always remind me of that race, that particular race. And that is a race that I'll never forget, because in life, all of us is not going to get, we're all not going to start with maybe at the same point in life. You are going to trip. An injury is a trip. So it's at the end of the day, it's how you deal with it. How do you deal with the situation? How do you deal with the moment? And I think there's a lesson that I can also take from that, and that is what made that situation so beautiful for me.
100%.
To never give up.
So have you worked with Jonathan Adams and Mr. Daniels as well?
Jonathan Adams, I never worked with him, but he would always help out at Belleville South High School. But Mr. Daniels, I think that guy, I must be really, really, really grateful. I think Belleville South must be really grateful for somebody like that. That man was good for me. He bought my first pair of spikes. I had a decision I got the bursary from DF Milan High School. I decided not to take that bursary. Decided to go to Belleville South because Mr. Daniels offered me a bursary at Belleville South. Now I had this thing, I always want to represent Belleville. I always want to represent my street Stilvani. And I think Belleville South was just the right place for me to develop. And Mr. Daniels made it super easy for us. He created us an opportunity. He created us that opportunity. He created a sporting environment that was very good for the development of learners. And his love that he had for all the kids was all the same. Timmy can be good in the beginning of the year, but he's not gonna let Timmy's experience overshadow somebody else's side. When we go to rugby, athletics will support rugby. When we do athletics, rugby will support athletics. That was the environment that we had there. And I think that was because of one person that didn't have favorites, but Belleville South was his favorites. And I think we need more of people like Mr. Daniels. Luckily we are in the teaching profession, so we can learn from him. So yeah, I'm just grateful for Mr. D. He's not here with us anymore, but I think his legacy is still
100%.
His legacy will live on forever.
Yeah, so tell me, how did you time at UWC shape you as a person and an athlete? As I heard, the foundation was already there. So you enter basically as a pro.
Yes.
So how did UWC contribute towards that?
If you want to survive in life, I realize that UWC is the best place, guys.
100%.
UWC is the best place. UWC, like as teachers, UWC already they preparing you for the environment. That's
100%.
Period. Content, we will find our feet
Somewhere.
Somehow we'll find our feet, but yeah, they pretty good in that as well. But I think UWC once you go to UWC, once you overcome UWC in the system, you are strong. You will be strong. And I think UWC came at the right time in my life. Remember, guys, I failed matric. And UWC offered that bridging course.
Yes, yes.
And I went to go rewrite my exams, and I managed to get into for that higher certificate. And that is a certificate that that we don't everyone don't know about it. And UWC sports, they said, here's this opportunity, come for this and just do it for 2 years, and then you'll score enough points that will get you into mainstream. And that was the route. And I think also, if we must compare UWC with maybe a Martis, with NWU, UCT, those are your full scholarship institutions. Full scholarships, yeah, it's good. It's good. But I think what UWC is offering, we don't have the funds.
Yes.
But UWC give you that sense of responsibility. They can, if they maybe contribute that 80%, now you know you must work for that 20%.
100%.
And I think when you go into life, now you are so used to you working for your, how can I say, you investing in yourself at the end of the day. But if you're not, if you're going to be at an institution, or if you're going to be in a situation where everything is easy and everything is free, then you become so comfortable, because, and then after, when you go into the workplace, then you expect things.
100%.
And those ones, they don't last out there. I'm sorry, but some of them do.
100%. Tom, and obviously you recently graduated.
It was in 2022.
Was that in 2022?
That was in 2022. Yeah, I assume that you're going to the video.
Yes.
That was in 2022. Now, I posted a video about my grandmother.
Yes, 100%.
Right? So my grandmother passed on last year, and my grandmother played a very important role in my development. Also, as a student, she supported me financially. Besides, before the NAFSA's time, because remember, UWC is only covering the tuition fees, and then the others, it's your baby. And then she was the one that supported me financially. Now, remember, she didn't do like she wasn't a lawyer, she wasn't a doctor, she wasn't a nurse. She did a normal factory job, and she will give me financial support with the little that she had. And last year I lost my grandmother, and I think I started achieving things silently, like buying a new property with my wife, and even with my child being born. I think I needed my grandmother with me at that time, and she wasn't there. And then I decided to post that video. So it happened in 2022, but that night I just missed her, and somehow when I posted that video, it gave me closer, because whenever I miss her, then I go to that video, because that is the only video where I can see her basically being alive.
100%.
That's 100%. That's Timmy from the Stilvani. And guys, as you said earlier, if you go down, if you trip or anything like that, it's your decision, Timmy. You are either gonna stay there, you're gonna get up, or anything like that, because life is tough. But life is only as tough as you react to it. You understand? So Timmy, before we conclude, is there anything or is something positive,
especially for youngsters from areas like Stilvani? But look, the thing is, what you are doing and what Pola Conradi has done, and what the new rapper, that's Bengaji, what you guys are doing, you're inspiring the youth. And we're inspiring, and you guys are inspiring the youth to, instead of picking up a gun, picking up a book, and starting to think about a future for life. So any advice for the youth, especially the small communities like your Stilvani, like your Ravensmead,
your Bishop Levers?
Your Bishop Levers.
Yeah. like I said in the beginning, you must just have a dream. You must just dream, and then you must also chase it. And I think there is gonna be times where it's gonna look funny to people. I mean, I ran every day of my life when I was at high school. So for my peers to see me, it was quite funny for them to see me running. Then on a Monday, then I was here. Hy het al weer gehardloop, hy het al weer gehardloop. But in my heart, I knew why I did it. So what I can tell the youngsters, any piece of advice, block the noise.
Yes.
Ek dink that is for a rugby player also. It's not easy for you guys. But the number one thing is, once you have that goal, once you have that vision, noise is going to come in, and that noise will not always be in the form of a person, but that noise will always be spiritual, and it can be, or in most cases, as the devil. Because remember, we are born and we are sent to this earth with a gift, and one day we must explain to the Lord what we did with our gift. And for you to work your gift, that is when the challenges is going to come. That's why there's no sports person, there's no person that truly followed his gift that had it easy. Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, no one ever had it easy. But those guys, I think, they just found a way to block the noise. And I think the best advice that I can give anyone, if it is Ravensmith, if it is Belleville, if it is Delft, if it is your communities where gangsterism is super high, don't look at the Nike tracksuit. Don't look at a pair of Jordans. There's more to life than the Nike tracksuit. There's more to life than the gun. There's more to life than the drugs. There's more to life than the enjoyment now. Imagine you following the pleasures of life now at the age of 17, and pushing your dreams one side. When you get 30, when you get to 40, I'm not 40 years old, but I'm seeing how people are struggling at age 40 and beyond. So if you're gonna enjoy life now like this, there's no ending to it, then you will sit with your regrets. So you only have the time here from 19 to 30 to really work hard in your life, and then after that you will see the fruits and you will love of it. So number one is block the noise.
Here we go. Word of the week. Block the noise. Timmy hou die bjawel hoog soos tafelbeeg. Here we go.
Rugby results and fixtures.
Here we go. Super Rugby results. Crusaders Highlanders. What a nail biter.
Obvious Crusaders.
Crusaders 15, Highlanders 12. And the Reds and the Hurricanes. A difficult one for the Reds. I think they were supposed to take it.
Nail biter, but I think the New Zealand Maoris obviously coming through strongly in
I
that
think
latter stages of the game.
And they wanted the most
100%.
at the end of the day. And then the Chiefs in, sure, what a score. Moana.
Oh, looked like a cricket score.
Yeah, 85-7. I think, I don't have anything. I will say my opinion.
I think they're a team that are currently on par with Super Rugby standards, I think.
Yeah,
yes,
definitely.
They got a hiding as a Chiefs, but I think they'll bounce back, man.
Definitely. Then the Western Force in the Waratahs, Australian Derby.
This was like a nail bite going down to the wire, but I actually wanted the Force to win.
Me too, but unlucky for the Force, and congrats for the Waratahs on pulling that one through. Then the Challenge Cup, Bath versus Lyon, 37-12.
I think it was a good rugby game, but I think Bath really, it showed like South African BMT. You could see the way they were playing, they were always going to win it.
100%. And I think, the attitude towards the game.
And
was hungry.
Finn Russell just taking the game and controlling it,
100%.
putting him in the corner.
He's the general.
if you have a general, everything works.
Part of the game. Generals do what generals do.
100%.
100%. Then the Heineken Cup, Northampton Saints and Border Bagels 2028.
Yep.
Well done.
I think I actually called it other way around. So I called Leon to win the Challenge Cup and and Northampton Saints to win the Heineken Cup. But then it worked other way around. So England side won the Challenge Cup and the French side won the Heineken Cup. But that's
I think-
all credit to Heine Adams and the team.
South African coach, player, former
Yeah.
Blue Bull player.
So it's look, at the end of the day, a guy like him, a guy of like his caliber, knows how to win trophies. I mean, he won the
100%,
Super Rugby.
he won
with the
Super
Blue
Rugby.
Bulls. So eventually, it will come into things will fall into placement, and I think it's good for them. It's good for French rugby because
100%.
it's not only one team being up there with the big dogs. I think they really deserve it,
Deserve this one.
and it was coming a long while.
100%. Then the SA Cup. Bit of South African rugby. Ailing Puma, Suzuki Griquas. I think it was
A one-sided affair.
Yeah.
One-sided affair. Ailing Puma is obviously coming out strong.
very strong.
In Mpumbela is tough. Is tough. I mean, is droog daar. Is niks om te doen nie.
Niks om te doen nie, maar
So jy wat daar kom, jy maar bereid is om te vat wat jy kry.
vat wat jy kry.
But
Well done.
great performance by Pumas and Jimmy Stonehouse and Gershwin Way picking up the most tries in
Top
the
try score.
SA Cup. So
Gershwin
well done to
Way,
him.
all the way from Worcester.
Die Vuvu.
The Vuvu. The Vuvu boys is binne with the most tries.
Yeah. But all credit to him and his team as well for pitching up on the
100%.
day. They weren't the best team, but going forward, I mean, Currie Cup coming along, and they always the most feared team, especially in Kimberley. And then club rugby results.
All yours.
We had Villages in the Super League A beating Falls Bay 36 points to 12.
That was a false alarm, eh?
We had Kills River losing to VDE 38
Apparently
points
it was
to
a
20.
close game.
Yeah, man. Our thoughts and prayers go out to Darren Reuters, who broke his leg. On Saturday. So much love and speedy recovery.
All the
brother.
best there, Perky. Do your thing.
Unimal losing to SK Homers 31 points to 40.
Salam Owens, and well done Owens. In other words, slamat op die W, man. Slamat.
Yeah, tough one. SK bringing it to us, and you
Definitely.
could see they wanted.
And they wanted the most. They was hungry. Yo, you look like a pot of curry. They finished us. Well done, SK.
Double throwing 33 points all against UCT. Heidelberg convincingly beating St. George's in the derby 54 points to 30.
Sure.
And then we have Super League B results. Craventon drawing 26 all against Macassar. CPUT giving Calmo a thumping 78 points to 26.
That's a convincing win, eh?
Primrose beating Vineyards 49 points to 28. Yeah, Donovan Sinclair doing a great
Here
job
we
with
go.
Coach Ricky Peterson, eh? Amadeus going down to Bella 34 points to 24.
That's Coach Marcus, Heine Marcus, and his skag. Forward coach, eh? Well done.
In Franschhoek beating Hamlets 38 points to 26. And Gurut losing to the collegians van die Lentekind, van die Kriefgat.
Sy altyd
38 points to 41.
pange is binne.
Binne. Super League C, we have Busy Bees beating Langa, 20 points to 17. Young People's beating Caledonian Rovers, 39 points to 27. We have All Saints getting a hiding against Violets in Strand, 23 points to 50.
Something is not matching here, eh?
Nee, sy Dick Isaacs is back.
Here we go, Dickie is binne.
So Dick Isaacs is back. Delft losing to Rangers, 10 points to 20.
But worried about Delft is the second loss, eh?
Yeah.
And they
definitely.
started very well, but now they
Taking a dip.
taking a dip.
Then we have Strand United beating Eerste 37 points to 7. Gardens beating Atlantis 27 points to 6.
Yes.
And also there was one of Gardens players that passed away, so God rest his soul. I'm not too sure what's his name. But I saw on the socials there's somebody that passed away.
Condolences to the family.
Condolences to the family and the club. And we know that your legacy will live on at Gardens Rugby Club. And then we have Strand beating Pinyal Villages 31 points to 24. And then we have obviously this upcoming weekend's fixtures. Super Rugby. We have Highlanders versus Chiefs.
Chiefs.
I'll go Highlanders at home.
Chiefs.
Brumbies versus Crusaders.
Crusaders.
I'll go
Yes.
Crusaders. Blues versus Waratahs.
Waratahs.
I'll go Blues. Hurricanes versus Moana Pacifica.
Moana with a comeback.
I also think so. Reds versus Fiji Drua.
Shoo. Reds.
Reds?
Reds.
I'll go for Fiji Drua.
Fiji draw.
Then URC quarterfinals. It's all about the finals, all about BMT. And there's 3 South African sides in.
I just wanted to mention it. But yo, what an honor to having 3 South African teams in the URC in a quarterfinal.
And there's 4 only in the whole competition.
Exactly. Sure. So
It says something.
that's a pass. What a distinction.
100%.
Here we go.
So we have Glasgow Warriors versus Stormers. Tomorrow night, asseblief.
Stormers.
Moenie niks doen nie. Kyk hier rugby asseblief. And that's at 25 to 9. I'll go Stormers.
Stormers.
Blue Bulls versus Edinburgh.
Bulls.
Bulls at Loftus.
Difficult situation.
Leinster versus Scarlets.
Shoot, that's a difficult one. Go Leinster.
I'm going with Scarlets.
Leinster.
Leinster don't have
Leinster.
BMT.
Leinster.
They don't have BMT. The Irish don't have BMT. It's a given fact.
Yeah. Leinster.
Sharks versus Munster.
Sharks.
I'll go with Sharks.
Non-negotiable.
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 And then obviously if you are in the areas, you know your club rugby Super League A, we have a few fixtures that we're gonna mention, but we're gonna pop up the rest of the fixtures. We have obviously Unimore playing against Durbanville, big one at Theo Murray Park. So if in the Milnerton area, stick uit. Ons het ook daaltjies en samosas vir julle.
It's weer vleesdienaar weer. Here we go.
And then we have Helderberg versus Tygerberg. So if you are close to Charles Morkel in die strand, stick uit. And then Brackenfell versus VDE. I also think that's going to be a good game to go and watch. Well, even SK and UCT at the track.
100%.
Super League B, we have Calmo versus Hamlets. We have Primrose versus Amadeus. Just as a
What
word
the
derby.
derby. What the derby. So, wie samosas en daltsies wat spit. Here we go. Salam Titi.
And then another derby, a local derby. Hansen Arts versus Bellville. In Eikendal. So if you're in the Karaibak, stick uit jou bang ding.
Bellville hulle.
Bellville boe. Huh?
Bellville hulle.
Then we have Super League C. We have Strand versus Langa. Should be a good game to watch. We also have Rangers versus Strand United, another Muslim derby. Good derby to watch. And then we have Scottsdene versus Young Peoples, also a good game to watch.
Here we
so there's
go.
plenty of rugby to watch this weekend. If you don't have anything to do, please support the local. Van local is lekker.
Here we go. That's our results for the past weekend and our fixtures for the coming weekend. So go support the boys and let the boys play and allow the boys to play. Here we go.
We just like to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you run most of the week. We just like to thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and we'd like to thank your wife and your little one for giving us this time to share your story with the world, not with Cape Town, not with the Western Cape, but with the world, so people can become inspired, because our job is to inspire and aspire from various people's backgrounds, and your background and your story. I mean, I saw the video and I was like, I know this guy, but I don't know the story behind it.
100%.
And I always wanted to know the story behind it. So from our side, we just like to thank you from the bottom of our heart. We really appreciate every moment you spend with us and your story you shared with us.
Here we go. All right, family, before you block the noise, there's three things.
Three things.
Three things to me. Before you block the noise, we want you to like,
Share.
And subscribe.
hear your thing.